Camera on Lawrence O'Toole, focusing on him right now for the start. Really good cut by both of these teams, and it looks like Belgium is through first. And now Australia joins the fray here on underhand chop. Mitch Argent on underhand chop, working to the other side already. So strong in this discipline, they are through. Braden Meyer now working that single buck, that long 2-meter saw for Australia. Belgium falling behind here as they finally jumped into the single buck now. Whoa, look at that time. Glenn Gillam now with that huge axe head of his. The speed that axe moves under his control is just incredible. He is through. Are they going to get it done under a minute? Boy, it's going to be close there. Yes! One. Oh, my goodness. I think they might even adjust that one. 1:00.27 for Australia. Belgium battling hard. Big slab off that standing block chop. Arden Cohen's trying to get the final hit done, and he does it. Happy to be through, happy to be done, but that was a tough battle against Australia. Yeah, Go Chopperoos is right.
3, 2, 1, go!
Under these circumstances, Italy will have to definitely play up. It's looking good as they cut that disc off just behind New Zealand. Moving over to the underhand chop now. Andrea Rossi still on the backside. New Zealand's moved over to the front side, and now Andrea Rossi has finally moved over to the front side. New Zealand well ahead of the game here, through and already on to the single buck. Wow, incredible speed on the single buck by New Zealand. There's no catching them now unless there's a major saw hookup or axe stick here. New Zealand looking great, looking like they might even beat their time from the time trials earlier. With that adrenaline pumping, you never know. 46-47, New Zealand well ahead. Oh my goodness. Italy trying to catch up very slow in the single buck, and New Zealand dropped it in 54.66. They're not going to beat their time trial time, but they're still under a minute. Italy battling hard on that standing block now. Lots of appreciation from the audience. They never want to see somebody give up, and you never see any of these competitors give up. They are warriors battling right through to the end. And Italy, their time is definitely not as good as their time from earlier on, and they were up against a very tough competitor, with New Zealand dropping that block in a time of 54.66. And now we're going to take a look at the two Australasian teams here, New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand had that 54.44 time. So in fact, New Zealand was under in that round of 16. I misspoke earlier. Australia just over, but New Zealand looking incredibly strong, and you can see there, they're pretty close. A quick stick by Braden Meyer there as we see him start a bit later. Otherwise, I think Australia would have been definitely under the minute mark there. So these are going to be two giant teams going up against each other through the remainder of the day if everything stays nice and even. Glenn Gillam just working hard on that block. And on the New Zealand side, so much skill, so much speed. Glenn moving over to the other side, New Zealand dropping it there, and a couple more blows for Glenn Gillam to put that block down. Nicely done by both of these teams. Good job.
Three, two, one, go!
To Braden Meyer, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Braden Meyer so quick with that axe, already over to the other side. Ton of power, ton of endurance, and just unbelievable accuracy with that axe as he gets through. Sterling Hart still working hard to get through his, and wow, Team Australia already moving over to Brad Delosa on the single buck. Now Marcel Dupuis for Canada on the single buck. Marcel is quick, but not as quick as Brad DeLosa right now, as he drops the cookie and heads it over to Glenn Gillum. Ben Cumberland now starts on the standing block, but Glenn Gillum is well into the backside of his, and it looks like we might have a really good time for Team Australia. Oh my goodness, a 49.94. Another team drops below the 50-second mark. Ben Cumberland, 1-2 more hits, and it's not a bad time for them either. Finally, Canada gets it under a minute in a 57.75. Woo! What a battle that was.
Go!
Massive angle on the saw for New Zealand, and it's looking much better for Sweden. Oh my goodness, though, that angle was definitely working to the advantage of New Zealand as they got through fast. Ferry Swan now moving over to the backside. He's dead even with his counterpart on underhand chop over on the New Zealand side, but New Zealand gets through first. Oh my goodness, this is a battle of single buck right now. New Zealand with the advantage, moving over the standing block, and Sweden joining the fray. Oh, New Zealand is so strong. They might even make it under a minute to go. Oh my goodness, holy moly smokes. And folks, that was unbelievable. A 49.93. A 49.93. They just bested their time by a margin. Holy smokes, folks. That is unbelievable.
3, 2, 1, go!
Leo Slima for the Czech Republic starts off on stock stop. Heavily concentrated there. The USA looking very solid as well. USA drops the cookie first, but Martin Cormack right there behind them. USA looking strong. Matthew Slingerland on that underhand chop. Now moving over to the single buck. Jason Lentz, a big boy, pushing hard to get through that single buck quickly. And now stepping over to the standing block chop. Cassidy Shear, I believe, is on there. The Czech Republic getting lots of support from the audience here. One final blow. Oh my goodness, a great time by the USA, 51.87. And the Czech Republic does it in 57.66. Also a great time for the home team. They can't be disappointed with that. Yeah, of course, they lost this heat. But man, what a fantastic time by the Czech Republic. And that means they know they can do it. They know they can do it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good even start for both teams. Poland gets that block down first. Good start by Poland. Germany coming in from behind now on the underhand chop. Moving over to the other side, Martin Dragan. Yee, big boy, huge arms, massive head speed on that axe, and he is through quickly. Moving over to the single buck. Poland has a distinct advantage. 30 seconds in now, and they're almost finished with the single buck. This is looking very good for Poland here as they go to Michael Dubicki on that standing block chop. Big strong man there, plenty of power on his side. Could we have a fast time for them here as well? It looks like good wood for Poland. Oh my goodness, one more hit, one more, here we go. Oh, yes, 57.88 for Poland. They continue to impress. Robert Ebner putting everything he's got into that standing block chop and finally drops it in 106.01. That's a disappointing run for the Germans. A couple of hookups, a couple of axe sticks here and there, and that's the difference maker. My goodness, though, what about that Polish team continually impressing everyone? Let's look at this. 49.89 versus 49.58. A comparison of New Zealand and Australia. Is this a preview of the final? That remains to be seen, but you can see the quick axe of Braden Meyer there on the underhand chop. How fast was he through that block? Insane. And then Brad DeLosa, I mean, The guy has experience, he is a legend, and there's not many people that can beat him in that single buck, and he is quick, but he was a bit slower in this case. But then it came down to Glenn Gillum and his big hacks, and that is the difference maker here. As you heard earlier on, Super Dave, you would say that he is the anchor man, and he definitely anchored them here, but how close was that finish by both of those teams? Amazing. Very good start by both of these teams. As always, they're so even at this point. Moving over to the underhand chop. New Zealand switching to the front side quickly. The USA lagging a bit there. Axe, hook up, and they're quick through though. Oh my goodness, what a great cut there. A lot of cheering going on here. New Zealand very quick through that single buck. Oh my goodness. Oh, a massive hookup, and that's going to cause problems for New Zealand, as now it's come down to the two anchormen. Nate Hodges, he's been solid moving to the other side. Will the USA be able to take down New Zealand? Oh my goodness, it's going to be a close one. No, New Zealand does it in a time of 51:52. The United States 53:06. How close was that, folks? Oh my goodness. And I thought New Zealand was going to be in trouble after that single buck got stuck. And do I see a flag on the play down there? Is there a broken cookie? We're going to see a double check here. Our judges check everything, and it looks like we are okay on both stands.
Go!
Very quick start for Poland. Also for Australia. Cookies drop almost at the same time. Moving over to the underhand chop now. Both these guys throwing those axes at that block. A little stick for the Poland side, but Braden Meyer for Australia, he has got it through. Poland almost there. A couple more hits ought to do it. Oh, another stick for Poland, and that's costing them big time. Brad DeLosa over on the single buck. He is all the way through now. Poland playing catch-up as we go over to the standing block chop for Australia. Mika Dubicki, a big, strong man on the standing block for Poland, moves to the other side. Oh, my goodness. It's a 48-72 for Australia as they drop the block. Oh, and a problem. That big block slaps heavily for Mika Dubicki, and he's got to go back and hit it 2-3 more times to drop that block. And still, he manages to get it done in under a minute with a 53-58. And these two teams will be battling against each other in the final as we take a look at the comparison of these two times.
One, go!
All right, stock saws are in, and they are rolling. Looking good for both teams. Poland through quickly. The USA just a hair ahead of them. Matthew Slingerland on the underhand. Oh, he got his axe really caught on the turnaround. That's a disadvantage for him. Can he get through quickly? He does a great job, though. On the Polish side, Marcin Draga has to do one last hit. They've been struggling with those things slapping big time. Oh, Yeah, great job by Jason Lenz to get that single buck through like butter. And now, Mikkel Dubicki for Poland. Nate Hodges for the USA. He gets his axe caught. Mikkel Dubicki battling hard. It's going to be a tight one here, but it looks like it's going to be Nate Hodges dropping that block for the USA quickly. Great job by the US to beat Poland by just a little bit. And that is a new record by the looks of it. Yes, it is. If it's at the moment, it's unofficial. It's unofficial, but a 54-18. New Zealand.
This is it. This is
coming onto the stage with the reigning champions, Team Australia.
Between New Zealand and Australia.
Will Team Australia defend the title that they earned in Liverpool last year in 2018?
Go!
Lawrence O'Toole with a good start on that stock. Oh my goodness, they're so even. Braden Meyer working hard here. Jack Jordan doing his best to keep up with the fast axe of Braden Meyer. And it looks like Jack Jordan might get through. No, he will not. Braden Meyer got it. Jack Jordan just after him. And now over to a frantic pace from Kyle Lemon. Absolutely hammering away on that single buck. But it's going to be Brad DeLosa just ahead. And now it comes down to Mitch Argent and Shane Jordan battling hard on the standing block. Who is it going to be? It's going to be Australia or New Zealand. Oh my God, how close is this? It's one of the closest heats we've had all day long. And it's Australia defending their title of Team World Champion. 2 years in a row. 2018 in Liverpool and 2019 here in Prague in the Czech Republic. Oh wow, what a heat. And it came down to literally the last grains of wood holding that block atop the standing block, and it was all Mitch Argent's final hit that did it for Team Australia. What an amazing finish. Holy smokes, folks, it doesn't get any closer than that. Wow, is this going to be a dynasty team? Is this going to be the dominant team for the next years to come? The way it looks, very possible, but there are plenty of teams that broke the minute barrier here, including Team Poland, who made it to the small final against a really strong Team USA. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch how this progresses over the next years. A great job, though, by all the teams involved here, and we are going to really be keeping a close eye on how things progress for Team Australia in the next couple of years. You can see there just a fantastic single buck from Brad DeLosa. It was so close. These teams are so evenly matched, but Mitch Argent just did a fantastic job here. That final blow, and you can see the reaction, the jubilation, and a fantastic job from Mitch Argent and everybody on Team Australia. Lawrence O'Toole looking on there as he saw the final blow was done by Mitch Argent. He looks over to see what was happening with Shane Jordan, and he knew that they had done it. And it was hugs all around for the Aussies. All right, and we got the winning team down there with Super Dave Jewett.
This is more than just a chopping event, more than a slide. This is more than timber sports. This is a rivalry that goes back 100 years. Australia and New Zealand, they didn't make it to the medal round last year. You knew they were going to bring it, and we always make the choppers the heroes. Let's talk about the unsung hero, Brad DeLosa. You had to stay with Kahu Woolley. You knew he was fast. That was the fastest cut you made all weekend. How did you find that in your tank?
Yeah, I knew New Zealand, were going to be hard to beat. They certainly stepped it up a little bit from last year after a mistake, and we know how that feels, so they were back with a vengeance. But, yeah, look, I mean, all the boys found a little bit in that last round. Yeah, I soared well, but, full credit to all the boys all the way through the rounds. We stuck to a game plan and, yeah, come out on top again, which is just unbelievable.
There you go. That's Brad DeLosa, the anchor man, the single buck cutter. That's the man showing you how it's done. The gold medalist, Team Australia.
celebratory lift of the trophy, and that signifies it. It's official. Team Australia retains their championship status 2 years running.